Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to take Unit 6 and we are going to study some grammatical rules. Today we are going to study the conditionals, okay? And as you know, the conditionals are sentences that you suppose something and you give the result of it according to its tense, okay? First of all, we are going to study zero conditional, okay? And its structure is if, present simple, and present simple. And we use it to talk about something that is always true, okay? Or a scientific fact. Again, we use zero conditional to talk about something that is always true and a scientific fact, okay, and anything that is related to our world. For example, we say if you freeze water, it turns into ice. Another one, if you heat water at 100 degrees, it boils. So it's a scientific fact, when you freeze water, it turns into ice, okay? You have no other results, okay? So this is what we do with zero conditional. We are talking here about a scientific fact, okay? And here we have the first conditional, okay? It is possible to do something, and this something is very likely to be fulfilled, okay? So you use if, present simple, and on the other side you use will to refer to future. You also can use can, must, and may, and also you can use imperatives. Sometimes we use present perfect instead of present simple, okay? Look at the examples with me. If I find her address, I'll send her an invitation. If I find present simple, I'll send her. This is future using will. Also, if you have studied for this exam, you will pass it. If you have studied, we replaced present simple with present perfect, okay? If it's hot today, we may go swimming. Here we use may, okay, instead of will. And if you see her, don't tell her I was here. Don't tell her. It's an imperative sentence. If you go to the supermarket, you can buy some bread. Okay, you can buy. We have an important linker here. It's called unless, and unless means the same as if not, okay? So for example, you say, unless you stop answering your phone, we won't make any progress. This equals, if you don't stop answering your phone, we won't make any progress. So in the previous sentence, we say, unless you stop, and if you replaced it with if you don't stop, okay? We can use it in the middle of the sentence. Here in the example, stress hormones will stay in our body unless we do something physical. And it equals, if we don't do something physical, stress hormones will stay in our body. And I want you to note that we use the present simple after unless and will to refer to the future in the main clause. And a very important point here is that you can use unless in the first conditional, second and third, okay, not the first one only. Here in the second conditional, it consists of if, present simple, would, wouldn't, and infinitive. Okay, so we use it to talk about imaginary situations in the present or in the future. Okay, so you say, if I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. So the fact here now is that you do not have $1 million at the moment, okay? But you imagine that if I were you, I would quit smoking. You advise your friend to stop smoking by saying that if I were you. So we can use the second conditional to talk about advice using if I were you, I would or I wouldn't. If I were you, I would quit smoking. If I were the president, I would lower taxes. Another example, they would stay longer if they had more time. And as you see, we can use if in the middle of the sentence. Okay. Someone saying here, if I won $1 million, I could stop working. Okay. If I had more free time, I could travel around the world. Here, you use could instead of would. Okay, and as you see, all of these examples are imaginary situations, not real ones. Okay. Here in the third conditional, we use if past perfect plus would or wouldn't have and past participle. Okay, and we use it for imaginary situations in the past, not in present or future like we use it in the second conditional. So we say, if I had got a gold medal, I would have been happy. If I had got a gold medal, I would have been happy. This means that you did not have the gold medal and now you are sad. The second example, if I had met Susan last week, I would have given her a present, for example. Okay, this means also you did not meet Susan last week. Okay, and also we use the third conditional to refer to regret. So if I had studied well, I would have passed the exam. So you regret not studying well. And now we have some exercises. Okay. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. The first one, I take a rest, space, I feel stressed. Unless, if, when, B and C. And as you see, I take a rest if I feel stressed. That's right. But also we can use when I feel stressed. So the answer is B and C, because we can use when instead of if, okay, in the zero conditional, okay. Number 2, ice melts if the weather temperature space rises, is rising, rose, had, rising. So ice melts if the weather temperature rises. If you do not get enough sleep, space, tired the following day, you feel, do you feel, are you feeling, you are feeling. And the answer is, do you feel tired the following day? Why? Because we have question mark in the end. Okay? Focus well with me. You have a question mark in the end. So you can't use you feel. Number 4, what space if chocolate is left in the sun? Had happened, would happen, happens, is happened. Okay, so what happens if chocolate is left? Okay, space, it easy if he knows that I have dropped his mobile. Will he take? Does he take? What will he take? What does he take? Okay, so the answer is, will he take it easy if he knows that I have dropped his mobile? Okay, will, and on the other side, he knows. Okay, it's the first conditional. What will happen if our car space out of petrol? Run, runs, is run, will run. Okay, what will happen if our car runs out of petrol? If you went out in that rainy weather, you space get wet. Will, won't, would, wouldn't. So if you went out in that rainy weather, you would get wet. Okay, went and would. She would lose weight if she space a diet. Follow, followed, would follow, will follow. Surely we have would and followed. Okay, this is the second condition. What space if the car hits this rock? Happen, happens, will happen, would happen. So what would happen if the car hit this rock? Okay, and I want you to concentrate with the verb hit. Okay, as you know, its infinitive is hit, and in the past it's hit also. So how can we know that it's in the past. As you see, the car hit, not hits. Okay, so we used would. I space a nice time if I had been to Alexandria. Will have, would have had, have. And as you see, after if, I had been, so you use I would have had. If that milk space boiled, there would have been no bacteria in it. Had been, would be, would have. So, if that milk had been boiled, okay, there would have been no bacteria in it. If I space enough time to go home, I would have lunch outdoors. Okay. Had, didn't have, had, hadn't had. And the answer is didn't have. Okay. On the other side, you see would have, and some of you may be confused when they say would have. Okay, you can't use here hadn't had as you didn't see. Would have plus past participle. Okay, so it's would and infinitive. Okay, so the answer is didn't have, and this is the second conditional. Okay. This is the end of our video today. Thanks and goodbye.